Welcome to today's lesson in physics. Today we are discussing vector product or cross product of two vectors. We have already studied the dot product or scalar product of two vectors, in which we obtained a scalar quantity as a product. In vector product or cross product, we'll be getting a vector quantity as the product of two vectors. In simple words, A cross B is defined as A cross B equal to AB sine theta into n cap. We call that AB sine theta n cap as vector C. So here we have two vectors, vector A and B. The angle between the two vectors, it is theta. Then the magnitude of vector A cross vector B is AB sine theta, and n cap, the unit vector n cap, gives the direction of vector A cross vector B. So the product has two parts, the magnitude and direction. AB sine theta is the magnitude and n cap gives the direction. So magnitude of the vector product, it is AB sine theta. We know A and B are the magnitudes of the two vectors, and theta is the angle between the two vectors. When we say theta, theta should be the angle between the two vectors so that it should be less than 180 degree. Otherwise, when we say theta is the angle between two vectors, it can be either theta, or you can take it as 360 minus theta also. But when you take theta, it should be an angle which is less than 180 degree. A cross B is a vector quantity. So its direction, how to find the direction, that's what we explain in this slide. A cross B will be perpendicular to the plane containing vector A and vector B. So direction of A cross B is perpendicular to the plane containing vector A and vector B. And to find the direction accurately, we can use a rule called right hand thumb rule, or simply right hand rule. In right hand thumb rule, we curl up the fingers of right hand around a line perpendicular to the plane of vectors A and B, and curl the fingers in the direction from A to B. Then the stretched thumb points in the direction of vector C, which is vector A cross vector B. So as shown in the figure, we have to keep our fingers of right hand perpendicular to vector A and vector B. That means the plane containing vector A and vector B. Then curl the fingers from vector A to vector B so that the angle swept is less than 180 degree. Then what is the direction given by the thumb? That direction gives the direction of vector A cross vector B. In this case, we can see that vector A cross vector B is perpendicular to the plane upwards. That is the direction of vector A cross vector B. If we find vector B cross vector A, in that case we have to sweep the fingers from B to A. In that case, thumb shows downward direction. So the direction of vector A cross vector B is perpendicular to the plane downwards. That means into the plane. Vector A cross vector B will be out of the plane. Vector B cross vector A is perpendicular to the plane into the plane. So once again, vector A cross vector B, it is equal to AB sine theta n cap, where AB sine theta is the magnitude of the vector product and n cap gives the direction. And the direction of vector A cross vector B is perpendicular to the plane containing vector A and vector B, given by right hand thumb rule. In order to apply right hand thumb rule, we have to keep the fingers of right hand perpendicular to the plane of vector A and vector B, and sweep the fingers or curl the fingers from vector A to vector B so that the angle swept is less than 180 degree. Then what is the direction shown by the thumb? That direction gives the direction of vector product. Now coming to the properties of vector product. Vector product is anti-commutative. We have vector A cross vector B equal to AB sin theta n cap. When we take vector B cross vector A, that is BA sin theta into minus n cap, because that direction will be opposite to the direction of vector A cross B. So here also magnitude remains the same, that is AB sin theta, but direction is minus n cap, that means opposite to the direction of vector A cross vector B. So we say that vector product is anti-commutative. That means they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Now second property, the vector product is distributive over addition. That means vector A cross vector B plus vector C is equal to vector A cross vector B plus vector A cross vector C. Just as we distribute multiplication over addition, same way we can distribute vector product over addition. Now the third property, the magnitude of vector product of two perpendicular vectors is maximum. That means if the two vectors are perpendicular to each other, we know theta will be equal to 90 degree and sine 90 is 1. So the magnitude of two vectors, the magnitude of vector product of two vectors will be maximum when sine 90 is 1. That means sine theta is 1. That is when the two vectors are perpendicular to each other. In that case, that maximum value is given by AB. Now, fourth property, the vector product of two parallel vectors is a null vector. That means vector A cross vector B is equal to AB sin 0. You know sin 0 is 0. So A cross B will be equal to 0. So if you have two vectors which are parallel to each other, then their cross product will be equal to 0. Vector product of anti-parallel vectors also will be a null vector, because sine 180 degree also is 0. So A cross B will be equal to 0. Now coming to the sixth property, vector product of a vector with itself is a null vector, because we know A cross A is A into A sine the angle between vector A and vector A, it is 0. So when theta is 0, the cross product gives the answer null vector. So A cross A is 0. Now coming to the next one, the vector product of two same unit vectors is a null vector. So here we start the discussion of vector product of orthogonal unit vectors. We know which are the orthogonal unit vectors I, J, K, where I is the unit vector along x-axis, J is the unit vector along y-axis, and K is the unit vector along z-axis. So we have I cross I, J cross J, K cross K. All those vector products will be equal to 0, because vector product of a vector with itself is equal to 0. Now the vector product of two unit vectors other than the same, that means I cross J, J cross K, like that. So when we take I cross J, we have I cross J equal to K. How we are getting I cross J equal to K? You know, I cross J, the magnitude of I and J, it is equal to 1. So I cross J it is equal to ij sin theta. You know, I into j means 1 into 1. Magnitudes of I and j are 1 into sin theta means angle between I and j is 90 degree. Sin 90 is 1. So I cross j has the magnitude 1. Then what is the direction? When you find the direction I cross j, when you keep the fingers and curl up the fingers, you will get the direction of I cross j to be in the positive z direction. So we write I cross j as k cap. Similarly, we will get j cross k as I cap and k cross I as j cap. This you can easily find keeping your fingers, imagining your fingers at the corner. You can take any corner in your house, take one direction, one horizontal direction as x, then perpendicular to it y, then one more axis like you will get, that is z. In that way, if you find stretching your fingers, you will easily get I cross j, j cross k and k cross I. So I cross j is k, j cross k is I and k cross I is j. Then when we take the product, that means reverse product, we have j cross I equal to minus k, k cross j equal to minus I and I cross k equal to minus j. That means you can keep in mind in the cyclic order. So this one shows in written ijk written in cyclic order ijk. So when we take I cross j, okay, it is k. Then when we take j cross k, it is I. When we take k cross I, it is j. That is how we take or we remember the cross product in cyclic order. Any product, if it comes in the reverse order, you have to put the negative sign. That means when you have the j cross I, it is j cross I. Okay, j cross I, it is k, but it is minus k. In cyclic order, ijk, 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 jki, kij. Okay, in that order it is positive. The other order it is negative. That is what it is shown here. Now the vector product in terms of components. So we take vector A as axi plus ayj plus azk and vector B as bxi plus byj plus bzk. Therefore we know vector A cross vector B equal to axi plus ayj plus azk cross bxi plus byj plus bzk. We just substituted. Now term by term we have to do multiplication or take the cross product, then we have to simplify. So we have first term axi cross bxi plus byj plus bzk, then ayj cross bxi plus byj plus bzk plus azk cross bxi plus byj plus bzk. Now expanding the first term, here we have the first term, that is ax bx I cross I. Then second term ax by I cross j. Then the third term ax bz I cross k. So when you take the cross product, don't change the order. You have to keep the same order, because if the order changes, the product becomes negative. Now coming to the fourth term, we have ay bx cross j cross. That means ay bx j cross I, then ay by j cross j, then ay bz j cross k. Now the seventh term az bx k cross I, then eighth term az by k cross j, and finally AZ, BZ, K cross K. So altogether 9 terms we have in the product. Now we have to substitute for each cross product. We know I cross I, it is 0, J cross J is 0 and K cross K also is 0. So out of the 9 terms, 3 terms becomes 0. Now I cross J, you know, it is K. So here we have K. In the cyclic order, whichever comes, it is positive. So I cross J, it is cyclic order, so it is positive. Then I cross K. I cross K, it is in the reverse cyclic order. So I cross K should be minus J. Okay. Then next one, it is J cross I, that also in the reverse order. So it is minus K. Then J cross K, it is in the cyclic order, so it is positive, so it is I. And K cross I, it is in the same order, that means cyclic order, so it is positive, that is J. Then K cross J in the reverse order, so it is minus I. Then combining the terms containing I, J and K, we have AYBZI minus AZBYI plus AZBXJ minus AXBZJ plus AXBYK minus AYBXK. Now taking the common terms outside, we will get vector A cross vector B as I into AYBZ minus AZBY minus J into. So you can write it as plus also. In that case, that order changes. That is plus J into AZBX minus AXBZ plus K into AXBY minus AYBX. So this equation you have to by heart, and this using this equation only we can find the cross product. Now let's discuss how to find vector A cross vector B in a simple way. So you have to first write like this. That means between two straight lines like this. Okay, in that gap between the two lines, you have to write in the first row I, J, K, which are the unit vectors. Then the components of vector A, you have to write AX, AY, AZ. Then in the third row, the components of second vector, that is BX, BY, BZ. Then after writing like this, we have to start with the first term. That means here you have I cap. So A cross B is equal to, that is how we proceed, vector A cross vector B is equal to I cap into. Okay. Then you have to leave that particular row and column. Okay, so you have 4 terms like this. There, from the first term onwards you take, that is AYBZ minus AZBY. That is how AYBZ minus AZBY. Okay. Then next term plus J cap into. Then take J term. So that J term, leave that particular row and column. So you will have this side, you will have AZ, BZ and here AX, BX. In the same way as we took diagonal wise, here you will have AZ, BX minus AX, BZ. That is AZ, BX minus AX, BZ. That is the second term. Now to explain the third one, I am rubbing this. Okay. Now the third term will be plus K. So always it is plus K into. So leaving that particular row and column, you have the terms like this. So start with the next cyclic order you have to follow. So after k, the x term comes now. So ax by minus ay bx. So ax by minus ay bx. So that is the third term. So this is how you can take the cross product in the cyclic order or in the simple way. With that, we wind up today's lesson. Thank you.